Good morning, Unity in Marin. Those of us here in the sanctuary and those of you online. This is the weekend of our chaplain retreat. So our chaplains are not here with us, but they are praying off-site. So this is our time of the week where we get to really drop into the precious silence of the unified field, the prayer field, Atman, God, whatever we call that. But it's a time to just let our minds and our bodies settle. The image that comes to mind always is the snow globe that's shaken up, and then over time it settles. And we are in a period of history where our snow globes are getting pretty shaken. So this is a wonderful practice to bring into your daily lives, maybe more than daily, but certainly weekly, to just quiet the mind, settle the body, fall into a time of deep appreciation for the lives that we live, for our lives. So for 20 minutes, we will just sit in the silence following your breath or any other point of focus that you like. And when you find your mind wandering, which it inevitably does, gently bring it back to your point of focus. I'll see you in 10 minutes, 20 minutes, sorry. As we welcome ourselves back into the reality of our time and space and place, giving gratitude for the peace that we enjoy to allow us to deeply dive into our essential nature. And may we send that peace and the love that's there into the world, and may it be received by those who most need it. And so it is. Service begins in 9 minutes.
Jeremy Lieber and the Renegade Monks, everybody. Oh, good morning, good morning. This weather is amazing, isn't it? Yeah, let's applaud the weather. I'm like, oh. So welcome, everyone. I'm Reverend Deanne Morency. I'm the senior minister here, and it is my joy to be here with you this morning. If it's your first time, or you're still sort of new, or even if you've been coming for forever, it's always good to remind ourselves about who we are, yes? And we're a community that is grounded in love, grounded in our understanding of each other as these beautiful beings of light. And we sometimes forget that. And so we get to come together in community. We get to come together to remind each other, and that's the beauty of this sacred Sangha. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a lot going on today. It's a new member installation is going to be happening later today, so we're going to be welcoming 4 new members. Yay! And we're in week 4 of our book study on unapologetic manifestation. So we're going to invite and I do have some news before I invite folks up. Some of you may or may not remember Colleen. She made her transition this past week. As the people that were with her said, she graduated into the light. She's such a light. And we'll keep the community apprised as we know more about her celebration of life. There is a little bit of update around Michael Stillwater's celebration of life. I think Mill Valley, there might be something in Mill Valley. As soon as I have concrete information, I will make sure that the community knows about it. All right? So, I know it takes a lot to sometimes get here. And not all of us are actually here in this very room. Some of us are watching on the live stream, so I want everyone to turn around and we're going to wave hello. We have more people watching on live stream than we do showing up in the room, and that's just something to remember. And it's a beautiful day, so we don't blame anybody for wanting to be out in it, yeah? So this opening song is an opportunity to just get still. Right? To get still, to get quiet, and to allow yourself the gift of really being in present moment awareness.
Please join us in singing. And for those of you who want to sing the high part, Jeannie's not here today. Feel free. In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For spirit, sweet spirit, is in this very room. And in this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all of us. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For spirit, sweet spirit, is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, sweet Spirit, is in this very room.
And so, as we light our prayer candle, it's the candle that we're holding for our country, a beam of light and possibility that we're holding for the world. It's acknowledging the light that we all are. I'm going to invite the prayer chaplains to rise and encircle the community. And we have a Maritai here with us today. So whoever feels called, even if you're not a prayer chaplain, if you'd like to rise and encircle the community, please feel free. Pamela Kavana is going to come forward with the prayer box. We have another prayer box in the lobby where if you have a prayer request, you absolutely can have it placed in this sacred container. If you're watching online, just know that you're right here with us in this very room, this room that is not about a place in geography, but it is a place in consciousness. So the invitation is to breathe into that spaciousness that is the actual truth of who we all are, to quiet the mind, to open the heart, to welcome present moment awareness, that deep, deep stillness that is my life, that is the life of each person here, that is the life of all who are watching whenever, wherever they are. That is the life of our beautiful prayer chaplains who are on retreat this weekend. That is the light that is all of the parents and students of Hamilton Montessori. Just allowing ourselves to feel that connectedness, the love that has no opposite. And the invitation in this moment as we build this conscious container of infinite potential and possibility is to place within it anything that you're carrying in your heart. Whatever, whoever, wherever that might be. And if you wish to speak those names aloud, those places aloud, please feel free to do so right now. And knowing whether it was spoken or unspoken, that it is activated in this circle of love. Just seeing with me the invitation, seeing wholeness, seeing peace, seeing grace in action, seeing the abundance that is all that there is, an abundance of love, an abundance of peace and harmony, abundance of food and resources, so that all who are feeling less than, that activated within each one of them is their spiritual authority, their divine identity, the strength, the harmony, the love, the light, the beauty, and the radiance that they all are. Just see with me that is activated in time and in space. Decisions are made from wisdom, hearts open, hands connect. How grateful I am to be part of this magnificent community that anchors light, that anchors love for ourselves and for the world. And in agreement, I invite you to know with me, to know this with me by saying, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Thank you, everyone. You may be seated. It is our time of Lent, and Unity holds Lent in a very specific way. We look at it as an opportunity to release and to reimagine. And so I'm going to invite James Henry to come on up as our inspirational reader. The Lent booklets are available in the seat backs in front of you, and they're also available in the lobby. You can email us if you'd like one emailed to you.
Good morning. Today's inspirational reading is from Unity's Lent booklet, Release and Reimagine. I invite you at this time to let these words become part of your morning reflection, your morning meditation, or prayer. In this moment, I invite you to take a deep breath and to pause, to close your eyes if you wish. I invite you to let these words become your words. The affirmation for today is, on this day of Lent, I reimagine confidence. If insecurity seems to impede the way forward, then affirming confidence opens a landscape of joy and light. No matter what might be going on around me, I know that what is within me will carry me through any experience. I am continually guided. I see myself as faith-filled, resilient, and resourceful. Now and every day, I pause to soak up the knowingness that I am blessed. I have been given a human body and a spiritual essence. As I continually fill my cache of well-being with the surety and security that God is my source, I glow with light and love, a positive outlook, and sacred intention. I envision my way forward, filled with a deep awareness that this day, indeed every day, is sacred. Whatever decisions I choose, paths I take, or steps I make, I confidently affirm that every day is a blessing and a beautiful opportunity to move forward. I celebrate my life. Once again, the affirmation for today is, on this day of Lent, I reimagine confidence. Please know this with me. On this day of Lent, I reimagine confidence. Thank you.
I like that. I like that. I have my own mic. I forgot. You don't need two of me up here. Thank you, James, for that. Beautiful. I love that. Confidence is faith with. The Latin root of confidence is to have faith with. I envision my way forward with deep awareness that this day is sacred. Thank you. And thank you for the music, and thank you. I want to say, check out Deborah's shoes. They're quite extraordinary today, if you haven't seen them. Good morning, I'm Tom McAuliffe, trying to find my way here. Just nice to see you all. You all doing well? Yes. Yes? Okay. I'll tone it down a little bit. Unity in Marin is built on a vision and a mission, and those are on the screen behind me now. Let's state these together with confidence. A world spiritually awakened and transformed through realizing our divine potential. And our mission is, we are a loving community dedicated to spiritual growth, inclusivity, and service. We honor and care for yourselves, each other, and the natural world. And we do that through the expression of our three core values of connectivity, inclusivity, and authenticity. So together, living in an awareness of unity with all, cultivating a safe space to celebrate diversity, and value the uniqueness of every person and being true to ourselves, our values, and spirit. Indeed, thank you. Members of the welcome team, please rise. Oh, that's all of us. If you see anyone you don't recognize here or you forgot their name, be that brave person to step up and say, hi, my name is, and I'm happy that you're here. I found Unity close to 40 years ago at this point, and it's really a deep, loving community that practices what we preach. So join us and stay connected with your spiritual connection card. It's in the program. And on that card, there's an opportunity to put a prayer request in or just to say hello and let us know who you are. There's also QR codes on the screen, and you can text welcome to 415-991-7111, because that's kind of a Unity thing. And Reverend Deanne will get that text message, and she'll be able to say hello and how are you as well. Check us out on all the socials. You know them and love them, as do I. Today's flower sponsor is Unity in Marin. Y'all sponsored flowers for today. And we are celebrating the extraordinary Dr. Cindy Acker and Judge Larry Polger. This last week, Dr. Cindy was down in Selma, and she was presenting her play, Words That Made the Difference, Brown v. Board of Education. And the judge that was signed up to do the performance in that play couldn't get into the country due to border restrictions. And so Larry, who happened to be there, jumped in and performed as the judge. The flowers here were arranged by Carolyn Gauthier, and please, they're gorgeous, right here. And let's see. Oh, and to see Charcel here, Charcel is our flower and hospitality sponsor. And if there's artists in the community, please sign up so that we can beautify the courtyard outside. Because more coming soon, that means you. Who's the artist in the room? More coming soon. All right, great. Reverend Dia.
Thank you. So each week we like to highlight people who serve. So Larry is one obvious person who serves, right? We also have the staff that are serving, and so I want to introduce everyone. You're just going to have to wave to them, but we do have two new staff members up here in our AV booth. They're looking around like, oh my God, we're on the spot. So Indica DeRose and Roberto Rios. So you'll see them around. Let's give them a warm welcome. And then you'll notice, because the prayer chaplains are on retreat, the Sacred Service Spotlight today is our prayer chaplain emeriti, who have showed up in force. So if you are an emeriti, and if you're here, even if your name's not on the list and you're willing to serve, please stand so that we can give you some love and say thank you for anchoring the prayer consciousness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It truly does take a village, yes? Yes. I'm going to invite anyone who would like to serve. If you're like, well, how can I serve? I'm not quite sure what I can do. Easter is upon us. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. But it's here. It's very early this year. It's April 5th. So on Saturday, April 4th, we have a regular practice where we have a flower ritual that we do on Easter. And each person gets a little bouquet when they come in. And so the day before, on Saturday, from 10 to 1, we need volunteers to come and help make all the little bouquets. You do not have to know anything about flowers. I could never do that. But I can make the little bouquet, okay? So please, if you're interested, sign up on the website or sign up with Carla. There's pizza, Right? There's pizza that always brings people in. And a special shout out to Pamela and Wendy, who are going to go early to the flower mart and pick up all the fresh flowers for us. So, yes. And you've already had a sneak preview of her fabulous shoes and ensemble. Deborah Winters is back with us today, and she's going to lead us in a song. Or she's serenade us.
These just for you, Tom. You guys. Oh, darling, thank you so much. It's Oscar Sunday. There you go. You're shattered like you've never been before. The life you knew in 1,000 pieces on the floor. And words fall short in times like these, when the world drives you to your knees. You think you're never gonna get back to the you used to be. Tell your heart to beat again. Close your eyes and breathe it in. Let the shadows fall away. Step into the light of grace. Yesterday's a closing door. You don't live there anymore. Say goodbye to where you've been and tell your heart to beat again. Beginning, just let that word wash over you. It's all right now. Love's healing hands have pulled you through. So get back up, take one step, leave the darkness, feel the sun. 'Cause your story's far from over and your journey's just begun. Tell your heart to beat again. Close your eyes and breathe it in. Let the shadows fall away. Step into the light of grace. Yesterday's a closing door. You don't live there anymore. Say goodbye to where you've been and tell your heart to beat again. Let every heart break and every scar be a picture that reminds you who has carried you this far. 'Cause love sees farther than you ever could. In this moment, heaven's working everything for your good. Tell your heart to beat again. Close your eyes and breathe it in. Let the shadows fall away. Step into the light of grace. Yesterday's a closing door. You don't live there anymore. Say goodbye to where you've been and tell your heart to beat again. And tell your heart to beat again. Tell your heart to beat again. Oh, tell your heart to beat again. Tell your heart to beat again. Oh, tell your heart to beat again. Tell your heart to beat again.
Oh, okay, let's all go home. always tell the musicians, I'm like, it matters the lyrics, because they're going to walk out of here remembering your song more than I remember anything I said. So this is our year of empowerment, and do we need to make sure our hearts are beating again? It's so easy to get closed down, isn't it? Try to protect, sort of close ourselves off, especially with everything that's going on in the world right now. I always say to my wife, I'm like, no ostriching allowed. Cannot stick our head in the sand. So we're in week 4 of Unapologetic Manifestation. And this is the week where literally the rubber hits the road. This is where it's about taking concrete steps, right? We've been talking about making ourselves available. We've been looking at these steps that are here. And remember, these are they're numbered 1 to 5, but they're not linear. They're all kind of happening simultaneously, and they all support and feed each other. Focusing your mind, shifting your consciousness, that's what we've been talking about for the past 2 weeks. This week, we're looking at what does it mean to actually take concrete steps, right? And when we think about what it means to take concrete steps, we're talking about how do you actualize and make concrete the things that are going to bring you closer to your goals? What does that actually look like? Because meditation and affirmations and visualization, all of those things are powerful tools. And what they provide us with is clarity and focus. But we're not done. Like, that's not enough. After the clarity and the focus arises, then they have to be coupled with tangible action. We actually have to do something. And so these small incremental steps, you don't have to like all of a sudden get all the way on the other side of the moon. You just need, I always use the image of the rocket as an example. You know, if the rocket takes off from Earth and it's headed to the moon, it's not a straight trajectory, folks. In our minds it is, like we see the little, ooh, that's its arc. That's not what really happens. It takes off and it kind of goes like this. And they're constantly correcting it so that you end up where you want to be. All it takes is 1 degree of change, and you end up in a completely different place. So these small, incremental steps are something that's actually more doable. Can we feel the truth of that? You don't have to be overwhelmed. Just one thing that actually propels us forward towards our goals. And so one of the pieces that's important is this idea of grit. And I have talked ad nauseum in some ways around grit, right? About what grit is, this persevering with great passion, right? Persevering. It's my Shakespearean English. Persevering is what you would say in Shakespeare, because you got to follow the iambic feet, right? So persevering with great passion. Thank you. And if you look at what grit means, it's guts, resilience, initiative, and tenacity. Those come together and they form something that we understand as grit. Anybody in here ever feel gritty? Ever experience that sense of grit where it all kind of comes together? And even though it might feel hard, how many people in here have also felt like life is hard sometimes, right? That there's something that enables you to persevere. There's something that enables you to be able to keep moving forward, and not from a place of desperation, not from a place of fear, but from a place of passion, from a place of excitement, a place of enthusiasm. Now, this is how we often we think about grit, right? Like, that's an image that comes to mind when we think about grit. I want to give you another image, right? What if this is what true grit is about, right? This is how we understand there's something in us that is blossoming forth. There's something, it doesn't have to be angry. It doesn't have to be, it can have a sense of opening up, a sense of blossoming, a sense of growth and expansion. And that is everything we've been talking about around what it means to have prosperity consciousness. It's about being able to open our hearts more It's being able to live into our purpose more. It's being able to feel fulfilled on every level. I really want to be clear. I'll say it every week. We're not talking about money. We're talking about a consciousness of abundance. And in order for that to happen, we need a growth mindset. We need to be able to embrace challenges rather than being afraid of them. And we need to focus on excellence and not perfection. Anybody in here relate to that? All right? We get so caught up in it having to be perfect. Is anybody in here perfect? I know I'm not. Right? But we fight that. We fight the fact that we know we're not perfect. So I like to say that we're perfectly imperfect. Right? Perfectly imperfect. And one way to think about that and to hold that is the Japanese art of kintsugi, which I've shared before, which I describe it as the art of embracing wholeness within brokenness. So you have these broken pieces of pottery, of ceramics, and then what do you do with them? Do you just toss them away? And what the Japanese do with them is they fill them with gold, and they bring them back together. And can you see how in the brokenness, there's actually even more beauty? That's part of what you're being invited to remember with an abundance and a prosperity consciousness, is that your brokenness is actually where your light gets to burst forth from you. Those are the places and the spaces where you have powerful gifts that you get to offer to the world. And so when we can actually embrace our own brokenness within wholeness, right? And I would also call this where our divinity meets our humanity. Can we meet ourselves with compassion? Can we meet ourselves with love and forgiveness? We talked about forgiveness last week. Because when we can, then we're able to give and share ourselves more freely. Can you feel the truth of that? The more sure we are of who we are, the easier it is to say, oh, this is mine to do. This is how I feel called to show up. And so one of the ways that Ken talks about in this chapter that we're being invited to show up is through the practice, the spiritual practice of tithing. And everyone take a collective breath with me, because I know sometimes that word just like triggers all kinds of things. We have a lot of embedded theology about what tithing means, perhaps from growing up. We have all kinds of narratives that might get triggered by just that word. So underneath it, you'll notice I put giving and receiving. Is that easier for you? It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. So when we talk about tithing and unity, what we mean is dedicating a portion of your resources to spiritual growth and service. That's what we mean. You're dedicating part of yourself to spiritual growth and to service. And so that it's about aligning not just with abundance principles, but also opening ourselves up to all new levels of prosperity. So we invite people always to give where you're spiritually fed. And how do you give? There's 3 categories: time, talent, and treasure is a great way to kind of break it down. And when you're giving of your time, how many people in here think they don't have enough time? What if we shift that, where we have more than enough time? And in that more than enough time, we actually are giving that over to spiritual activities. You're here right now. This is you tithing your time. You're tithing it to yourself. You're tithing it to the larger community. And when we do that, you can begin to shift your understanding so that time itself is a tool for growth. There are all these things in our life that we prioritize, right? Oh, I got to put gas in the car. Gets prioritized. Somehow you find time to get gas in that car, don't you? Because you prioritize it. Because it's in service to the next thing you want to do. I need to go here or go there. How much do you prioritize your spiritual growth, your spiritual evolution? How much of your time are you willing to say, oh, this should be dedicated here? So in addition to time, we also have talent. All of us have powerful skills and gifts and things that we're here to offer that are unique to you. And so tithing of our talent means that we are sharing and offering those gifts and those talents to causes and communities that resonate with our values. And what that does, it's allowing you to access your talents. It's allowing you to use your gifts to create positive change in the world, but you're also deepening your own sense of purpose and fulfillment. Kevin Seaver, I'm sorry, Kevin, I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, but not much. This woman gives of her talent. She loves interacting with contractors. Who likes to do that? Kevin loves to interact with contractors. And she's really good at it. Really good at it. So she donates her time. She's sometimes here 40 hours a week. Right? She's sometimes here 40 hours a week. Right? And she's donating her talent, which is this ability to navigate and make connections and work with contractors. And she brings all of that here, but it also is in service to her. I'll say to her, Kevin, are you good? Because I'm always checking in. And she'll be like, no, I love this. I love this. I love the campus. I love the community. I love doing this. That's a personal sense of fulfillment and achievement and accomplishment. Yes? That's what we mean by sharing of your talents. And then the last piece is treasure. And this is where most people start to choke up. We say the word money and it just triggers a cascade for all of us, right? But tithing of our treasure is a practice of giving a percentage of your income. Now, traditionally, it's 10%, and that's because tithe literally means a tenth. Don't get hung up on that. What we're talking about is cultivating a consciousness that isn't just about giving something, but it's about an intentional act of aligning one's financial life with spiritual principle. Your finances are not separate from the principles that we know and believe: infinite potential, absolute abundance. Your finances aren't exempt. I know it can feel like they are sometimes. Like I've got lots of friends and I've got lots of love, but I don't have any money in my bank account. How much of that is because that's what we believe is what we're worth? That's what we believe our value is. That's what we believe is what we deserve. There is so much in here that we get to unpack. And when we actually share our resources, right, we're actually stepping into the flow of giving and receiving. I've shared the story of how when Chris and I were getting ready to leave Los Angeles, and we were moving to Princeton, and I was freaking out. I admit it. I was like, we didn't have savings, right? Wasn't sure how we were going to be able to afford the move last month, all of those pieces, right? And we kept hitting all these stumbling blocks, right? Her job was going to pay for part of it, but not all of the move. And finding housing in Princeton, New Jersey, it's one of the most expensive places in the world to live. Where were we going to find something that would fit into our budget? And so in my contraction, because I got to be clear, my wife has an incredible prosperity consciousness. She didn't contract. I did. All right? I did. And in my contraction, I lowered my giving to Agape. I changed my tithe because I needed to save money for the move. And Edwene Gaines came and did a talk on a choir Sunday. So I got to listen to her 3 times. It didn't take 3 times. She finished her talk, the first talk, and I walked out to the table where the giving was, and I not only put it back where it was, I upped it. I upped it another $100 a month. And I called Chris and I said, I'm doing this, are you okay with it? And she was like, honey, whatever you want to do, we have more than enough. She was fine. I was freaking out. Within 2 days, swear to God, within 2 days, the moving company comes to assess our belongings. The only thing that her job was going to pay for were highly fragile breakables. The guys came in, looked around, and said, it all looks fragile and breakable to me. They paid for the entire move, right? We get to Princeton, and we're looking at these ridiculous places to live, and I'm starting to and all of a sudden we meet this fabulous old Italian guy who has a house that he's owned. It's where he and his family raised their kids. And he doesn't want to rent to just anybody. He wants to rent with people who he likes. I need to like you. And he decided that he liked us. Even though we were gay, because his daughter is gay. He's got a gay daughter. So, we're welcoming here. I mean, he was such an old school Italian. He was adorable. And so we were able to live walkable distance, right in the center of Princeton, at a rate that we could actually afford. It all happened. But can you see how it was about consciousness? Right? I was open to possibilities. So when the movers moved in and I said, they'll cover anything that's breakable or fragile, I see a lot of breakable and fragile. And the guy was like, yeah, I do. I see a lot of breakable and fragile too. Now, would I have been even able to put that out if I had been closed off and anticipating the worst? So this idea of giving of our treasure is about opening our hearts up even more. Because the true essence of tithing is about evolving your state of consciousness to be one of generous giving, financially, but also of your time, of your talent, of your love. And it's not about percentages, but it's about the consciousness that you're cultivating. So one of Chris and my things is we are always looking to how can we give more? We never ask, where do we have to give less? We will cut back on other things in our life before we will cut back on where we give to where we're spiritually fed. That for us is involved as our mortgage. Right? You set aside the money for your mortgage. You set aside the money for the car insurance. We set aside the money for our tithing. Because for us, it's not optional. And the more we have given, I have to say, the more we truly have received. So in that sense of being generous, I want to ask you how generous you are with yourselves. Do you give yourself time? Do you give yourself credit for your talents? There's this great, if you took Absolute Abundance with me years ago, you saw the TED Talk called Embrace the Shake. And if you haven't seen it, Ken mentions it in the book, but you can watch it online. It's an artist who drew these beautiful paintings, and then he developed a shake, and he couldn't draw straight lines anymore. And he thought his career was over. Because he was an artist who, he'd try to draw a straight line and it would just be all over the place. And then he decided to embrace the shake. And he does this incredible, he could do dots. Or maybe what was it? He used to do dots and that's what killed his hand. But he decided to embrace the shake. And he started doing all kinds of art. He has one example of art where he's eating banana and spitting it out and making people's faces out of banana. Right? He totally blew up his understanding of what his art was. Right? He created matchstick sculptures that when you looked at it from different directions, it changed, and then he ignited the whole thing on fire. Right? He would have people call in with things, and he would write names, and he would create faces out of names. He embraced the limitation. And the limitation actually became the gift. So all the places where you think you're not enough, all the places where you think you're broken, what if you embrace the gold that is there, that is always there? And we do this by making small, consistent actions. And what the science tells us is that when we make small, consistent actions, when I was at Agape, and I've shared too how I went from like not being able to sit in meditation for even 5 minutes to like all of a sudden being able to sit for like 90, right? And then I remember one of my practitioner teachers, facilitators, said to me, what's your practice? And I said, I do yoga in the morning, and then I meditate for 90 minutes. And she looked at me and she said, it's about quality, not quantity. Small, consistent actions are more important than big, grandiose gestures that you don't follow up with. So you're better off meditating 5 minutes a day and doing it every single day than meditating for 30 minutes once a week. Because what it does is it rewires the brain, and that activates dopamine. We like dopamine, right? And we want to activate dopamine from meditation and not from our games on our phones, right? Because that's why those games are so addictive, because they're activating our dopamine centers. But there's other ways we can activate them. We can, that small, consistent actions means that we feel like a sense of accomplishment. We're motivated to keep going. This is how grit stays gritty without becoming frustrated. It motivates continued effort. Oh, that worked. I can do 5 minutes. Oh, look at that. I'm doing 7. I didn't even try. And it encourages us to be persistent. It builds momentum. And the biggest one is that it lessens your anxiety. Anybody in here would like to have less anxiety? Right? And builds your confidence because it's just this one small step. I'm doing this one small step. Because it's the individual steps that actually lead to the collective growth that we are all committed to here. That as a group, as a community, we have said, these are our values. This is what's important. This is how we want to show up, not just for ourselves, but for the larger world. And that is the power of spiritual community. And so today, it is my honor to be able to welcome in 4 new members who have said yes to they're taking the step. Yes, they took the small step. They took the new member class. They took the next step. They filled out the form, right? And this is the next step that they're going to be taking. So for people who want to know what the benefits of membership are, it gives you a sense of ownership at Unity in Marin. You become more integrated into the community. Members can be assigned a prayer chaplain who will call you once a month and leave you a prayer. I save mine on my voicemail, and then I can listen to it whenever I need to hear a prayer. You receive discounts on the facility rentals. You're eligible to become a prayer chaplain or to become a member of the board. And it gives you voting rights at membership meetings. So we have an annual meeting coming up, and if you are an official member, you can vote during the annual meeting. So it means that you have a voice in some of the most important decisions that are made here at Unity in Marin. Unity in Marin is owned by its members. That's who owns Unity in Marin. So by becoming a member, you become a powerful voice in that. And the requirements for membership are do you have a desire? Do you have a desire to show up and be a more integral part? Do you have a desire to grow spiritually? Are you willing to commit to financial support and volunteer service here? Because committing to that here means you're committing to your own growth and your own expansion as well. Can you feel that? And then you need to take a membership class. So they're offered after Sunday. It's a 2-hour class, gives you sort of the history of Unity and history of Unity in Marin and who we are. They get offered usually once a quarter. And then you apply for membership, which is renewable every 2 years. How often do you have to renew your membership? Yeah, we're working on everybody remembering that. So I would like to call up here right now, if they're here, Janelle LaFawn, Bonnie Aurelio, and Jen and Will. I don't think Jen and Will are here. Come on up here, Janelle. You're going to stand in for all of them. So I know that Bonnie said to me, I'm incredibly shy and I do not want to get up in front of everybody. Come on up here with me. All right, so I'm going to get my little, I got to get my little script here.
I feel like I should sing a song for you.
Oh. So I want everyone to imagine Bonnie, Jen, and Will here as well. Yeah, so we're holding them. I wish we had photos of them. And you're standing in for all of them. Okay. So thank you for your yes. Thank you for your conscious commitment to this community. And thank you for being willing to be of service and for anchoring our values, for seeing how they speak to you so powerfully. So I have a little call and response, and if you say yes, you're saying I do. Okay? So, do you commit to being of service, sharing your gifts, time, talent, and treasure with Unity and Marin?
Yes.
And do you commit to living into Unity's principles of truth, continuing your personal journey of spiritual growth and expansion?
Yes.
And do you commit to actively participating in the spiritual growth and expansion of Unity and Marin and the world? So I'm going to ask the community to rise. And we're going to say this to Janelle and to everyone else with our hands, hearts open, hands extended. We say, we, the Unity and Marin community, lovingly pledge to support you in your spiritual journey. We vow to provide a loving, safe space of belonging. We vow to see and celebrate your divinity, and we vow to appreciate you and your unique gifts and talents. And then one last final thing, we say, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ as you. Welcome to membership at Unity and Marin. Give me one of those. And so we have just a little gift, and if everyone wants to know what's in the gift bag, you have to go say hi to her in the courtyard. So can we give some more love to our newest members? Thank you, Janelle. And I'm going to invite Deborah to come on up.
Bonnie was going to sing it for me. Everything has its season, everything has its time. Show me a reason and I'll show you a rhyme. Cats sit on the windowsill, children sit in the snow. Why do I feel I don't fit in anywhere I go? Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner in the sky. Every man has his daydreams, every man has his goals. People like the way dreams have of sticking to the soul. Thunderclouds have their lightning, nightingales have their song. And don't you see, I want my life to be something more than long. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. So many men seem destined to settle for something small, but I won't rest until I know I'll have it all. So don't ask where I'm going, just listen when I'm gone. And far away you'll hear me singing softly to the dawn. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. I gotta find my corner of the sky. Oh, rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. We gotta find our corner of the sky. Our corner of the sky. Yes, our corner of the sky. Oh, find your corner of the sky. Oh, find your corner of the sky. Oh, of the sky. Find your corner of the sky.
Wow. Deborah. Woo! And the band. And Reverend Deanne. Thank you. I got a little trick for you. I taught prosperity consciousness here for quite a while, and tithing was an issue for me. In fact, when I took the 4T class, I forgot tithing was part of it, and it's right there in the title. And I was like, what, tithing? And then I learned that it's to tie thee to spirit. So use that going forwards. Tie thee to spirit. There is a discussion circle that'll take place after services right here in the courtyard, the tent outside. Reverend Deanne will be there, and if you have any questions and comments and want to get deeper into it, please join Reverend Deanne in the discussion group, 15 minutes after services end. And Sunday from today at 12 noon, right after services, we'll have our annual meeting, and we hope you all can join us. We've got a lot to share with you. This is the one time a year where we all come together and hear about how the last year has gone and what's coming forwards in the next years ahead. So all are welcome to attend, but please let us know you're going to come by registering on the website. There's a link under the events for the annual meeting, and that way we know we'll have a quorum gathered for that. Please register either in the courtyard or online. Oh, go ahead.
And just one last thing. The packet was emailed to all members on Thursday. Okay, so check your email, check your spam if you don't see it. And if you need a copy of it, talk to Carla.
Thank you. Now, in a moment, we're going to have our opportunity for giving and receiving, the practice of tithing. There are many ways to give, and 3 of those are noted on actually 4 of them. There's the app, the Church Center app. There's a QR code for those live streaming. There is a gimme envelope in the bulletin today, and also just using U.S. mail to 600 Palm Drive, Novato, California, 94949. And also when the offering basket comes by, you can put in there your spiritual connection card. And if you have a prayer support, you put on that card, that'll be held in prayer for 60 days. Think about that, beautiful prayer for 60 days. So at this time, please take your love offering, hold it in your hands and in your hearts, and say to yourself, to know this truth, I am the power of abundance, giving and receiving gratefully. Thank you for that. And we're going to have some more music.
Didn't I tell you I hear what you say? Never look back as you're walking away. Carry the music, the memories, and keep them inside you. Laugh every day. Don't stop those tears from falling down. This is who I am inside. This is who I am. I'm not gonna hide. 'Cause the greatest risk you'll ever take is by far to stand in the light and be seen as we are. Stand in the light and be seen as we are. With courage and kindness, hold on to your faith. You get what you give, and it's never too late to reach for the branch and climb up, leaving sadness behind you. Fight hard for love. We can never ever give enough. This is who I am inside. This is who I am. I'm not gonna hide. 'Cause the greatest risk you'll ever take is by far to stand in the light and be seen as we are. Stand in the light and be seen as we are. Riding the storms that come raging towards us, we die. And holding our breath as we break through the surface with arms open wide. With arms open wide. This is who I am inside. This is who I am. I'm not gonna hide. 'Cause the greatest gift we'll ever face is by far to stand in the light and be seen as we are. So stand in the light and be seen as you are. Oh, stand in the light and be seen as you are.
Thank you. The music is just off the charts today. Thank you. The Community Social Justice Choir will be rehearsing on Saturday, this coming Saturday at Novato City Hall. And Reverend Ian, what was that? It's going to meet once a week?
So every week, Saturday at 10 a.m., and if you have more questions about this, you can talk to Chris Slate. She's here today. There is a group that is protesting at Novato City Hall every Saturday at 10. This Saturday, our Community Justice Choir is going to be there and use that as rehearsal for the No Kings March, which is the next Saturday. Okay? So show up, folks, yes? I mean, this is taking a small, concrete step. You do not have to be able to sing. Most of this is all call and response. You don't have to be able to sing. It's an opportunity to be able to bring your authentic voice, come as you are, right, to something that is very important in the world right now, okay? And what we're singing for is what we want. Not what we don't want. Does that make sense to everyone? What we resist persists. We are singing for what we want: peace, love, compassion, grace, empathy, right? That's what we're singing for.
My hit on that is that art and beauty birthed the world. So stand up and sing, and that's at 10 a.m. at Novato City Hall on Saturday. And as Reverend Deanne mentioned, the No Kings Rally is also at Novato City Hall on March 28th. That's the Sunday after that. Once again, we are looking for Easter flower volunteers. That's going to happen on Saturday the 4th at 10 a.m. to 1 o'clock. The more people we have, the faster it goes, and it's a lot of fun just to sit together and put bouquets together. Would the prayer chaplain, Imaritai, please rise? The chaplains are here to hold us in prayer, to bring forth the loving spirit of the Christ within us and to reflect it back to you. So seek them out in the sanctuary after services if you have a prayer request or a celebration or just wish to be held in the light of the loving Christ within. Thank you, prayer chaplains. And would all the children in the room please stand?
Do for the children of the world, for the children in our own hearts, for the children we are, and for the youth that are with us. So we're going to invite the youth to come on up on platform. And it looks like they have something to share. Do you need a microphone, Lissa? Don't fall off the platform, okay?
All right, we were talking about spring animals, so we're talking about, we made an affirmation for the animal that you picked, Leia.
I'm as intelligent as a cat.
Sabina is a rabbit.
Athletic as a rabbit.
All right, so we're going to extend our hands and our hearts, and we're going to know this blessing together. You are the perfect expression of divine light. We love you exactly the way you are. So it is.
Protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. And so it is. And thank you. Happy Sunday.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful.
so grateful. I'm 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 so grateful.
I'll be here at the door. Come join me at the discussion circle at 11:30. Like 11.